afternoon. Welcome to your favorite assessment program, The Buzz. I am Miss Blossom Roy. I'm excited to start this program again because I like to talk about what is hitting the spot on social media. Well, I'm not doing this alone. I have my co-host with me, Gratitude. Gratitude, how are you doing? Excuse me.
I'm fine. Good afternoon, Blossom.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
That's good. Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to another beautiful and amazing segment of The Buzz. We'll talk about what's trending and buzzing on social media. And trust me, you know how we do this every single day. We have so many interesting topics lined up just for you. So sit back and don't go anywhere. My name is Gratitude Imokode, the Gen Z host.
They say we should sit back. So can I sit back too?
Yes, of course.
I take over.
I'm sorry, my love.
Okay, so we have our guest in the house today. We have Mazi Chinedu Obiora is here, and of course, it's good to have you, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. You're welcome.
Pleasure having you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
Gratitude. I've always said you are always showing gratitude.
Oh,
That,
thank you.
You are close to me everywhere. And my friends are asking me some questions about you. But anyway, that will be discussed somewhere.
Behind the camera, Dad. Behind the camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, our viewers. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me, two of you.
Thank you so much.
Tell us
for
into the
coming
show.
in.
Thank you. Once again, man, it's a chill.
Yes. Okay, well, for our viewers out there, you can actually partake in the show. You can, call and send us text messages. The lines are open and the number is displayed below your screen TV, so you can call in or you can send us text message. We'll be there to pick up your calls. We have a lot to heat up today. Well, the first story I'll be taking with all graciousness is Lagos lady alleges that police harassment at night on the way to church in Imo State. Now, a young lady has sparked concern online after sharing a troubling experience she said happened while heading to church praise program in Imo State. According to her, she and a friend were stopped by police officers at night. She claimed the officers insisted on checking their phones and held them for questioning. Well, she said she was eventually released, but her friend was taken away despite repeated explanations that they were simply on their way to church. Well, let's quickly watch that video. We'll be right back and we'll be asking Mazi because, of course, I know Mazi is in this category of people that say you have to go to church, you have to go for vigil, Jesus is Lord. So imagine if people encounter this every night. What would you do? But anyways, police officers, I do not know why we keep doing this. But anyway, let's watch the video. We'll be right back to the studio. Continue the program. Stay with us. Scary, not knowing why your friend has been taken to. Mazi, what do you think about that video? It does. The Lagos State, the Lagos Commission of Police actually just recently spoke about this, that no police officer should go through your phone. They can go through your car, your belongings, but not going through your phone for no reason. And looking at this is a night. The ladies have no way but to, give the police officers their phones because I'm sure they'll be armed at night. And they are just ladies, whereas they are men. So I don't know, at this point, what would you say?
Yeah, thank you once again. I think she willingly surrendered her to stay alive. And it is not only Lagos State that said police, you don't have any right to access people's
phones, yes.
I think the President of Police have said you don't have any right, you don't have anything. And of course, if it happens to me, I will give you one. Life is important. You will check my phone, but you will not go scot-free. And make sure that anyway, I'm here. I condemn it completely. Very, very condemn. I condemn it, and I think I called the Commissioner of Police in the Imo State to investigate properly what actually happened. Especially when she said she was going to for night vigil, vigil. But at the same time, the Imo State is very hot. Safety first.
Of course.
I'm not condemning the lady for going to pray to her God. She has some burdens.
And she has
lifted up. So, but that notwithstanding, you have to exercise caution, especially the days are evil. I don't think she did anything wrong. But he said, we got open up to court so that God might hear me, maybe at night vigil. Then for the police, I don't know the type of time, the hour when she was asked to surrender her phone. And unfortunately, her friend was not so lucky to be allowed to go. Then who knew where they've taken her? Maybe they were extort her. Possibly they might even molest her, embarrass her. It's unacceptable. So we condemn it completely. Now, policeman, we know Imo State is very hot. Even on Mondays, other places very quiet, but Imo State is not as quiet as other places. Why is it that there are people are still being tormented? People are being harassed in Imo State. And it's APC government in place. Can you now say that, look, Blossom and Gratitude, do you know that the worst place for you to travel, those of us traveling by road, drivers say that it is better they pass Imo State, going to other state, before 7 o'clock. After 7, most drivers don't like to pass, especially Mbidi, Olo, Ihala, Ukwoji. See how I'm mentioning them. Yeah. These are the areas that, and of course, when you get to Ihala, I'm just saying so that those watching confirm what I'm saying. When you get to Ihala, the military checkpoint there, you can stay 30 minutes. After that, there's another one at Mbidi, military checkpoint. Then after that, look at military checkpoint. Look at the police checkpoint. Look at the road safety. Look at so many checkpoints. Then in this case now, the policemen stopped them, asked where they were going, and they clearly said, we are going to pray to our God. Is it wrong for someone to go for spiritual?
No.
Why have you taken the other lady to? What offense has she committed? It's something the Commissioner of Police. In fact, I think I will call somebody who is in charge of Southeast, the senior police officer who is in charge of, and ask him whether he's aware of this. Some of these things, you see, Blossom and Gratitude. My brother and my friend who is a retired assistant to the police. See, at night, if you don't respect police in the daytime, respect them because of their life. And don't argue. Yeah, those who hearing me, don't argue with them. If it means money, give them for your own safety. Because it said the checkpoint you think that is checkpoint, it's not legally checkpoint. And anything can happen and nothing will happen. And if you go to any nearby police station, they will say we didn't see anybody there. Yeah. Even they deny that it's not their men. So it's unfortunate what is happening in Imo State, not only Imo State, from Ore down to Southeast. It's unfortunate.
Okay. All right, it's unfortunate. Thank you so much for that one. So we quickly go for a commercial break, and we'll come back, of course, and wrap up on this topic to move on to the next topic. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Well, welcome back from the commercial break. Well, to summarize on that, I would like to say that the police officers and the police commissioners, State Police Command, always have to come out with this, not just saying it, but let them sensitize the police officers so they do not go through people's phone. It's not just about saying that people do not have, police officers don't have the right to go through their phones. No, your police officers, your officers are always armed, so you do not expect them. Imagine late at night and you're asking me not to surrender my phone, and I'm about to tell you, I know my rights. I can't give you.
There's no right there.
In the night.
There's no right.
So it's not a joking matter. So I think it's very important
to try to play self first.
Yes, that's why you just need to be very safe. Don't argue.
Because nobody will defend you.
Don't argue. Anyways, let's move over to the next story. And the next story we have right now. Okay, Gratitude. Please, over to you.
Okay, so the next story we're taking is this particular one has been making rounds on social media, and I believe Mazi will be able to address this. So reactions have followed the post from the pastor that prays for Super Eagles, the match they had some days back. So reactions to video of Pastor Jimmy Odukoya praying for Super Eagles before their football match against Congo, which they lost. In reactions to this on X, a user said, and I quote, "Pastors who do things like this only attract ridicule and mockery to themselves. Making such prayers about football games will only set you up as a laughing stock when the prayer fails, as it has clearly done in this regard. It is irrelevant to turn a church into a comedy arena for granting football wishes and present God like a genie that decides outcomes of football games. In the end, doing things like this only makes Christianity look like a circus performance of delusional clowns. God is not a football punter. Let's leave him out of such ridiculism. I say this with a very due respect. I really love PJ, but this was so heartbreaking to watch." Now, this is a very interesting one, and I want us to watch the video. Then we'll come back to the studio to wrap up, to talk about this story. Then continue with the program with Mazi. Stay with us. Watching the Buzz. So, Mazi, what do you have to say on this?
Gratitude. Blossom. I think make we leave God out of all this. Make we leave God completely. I was in a church I think last year, the preacher came up and said, "Everybody bring out your food." I was looking at them. These people were struggling to, they brought out their food. He said, "You will receive an alert. You will receive an alert." I looked at them. At the end, how many received alert? The alert fall from heaven. You see, these are people doing the same thing like the politicians after their own stomach. How many times have pastors come on the altar and say, "Come and sow seeds. You will do this. God will do this. God will pray." God is not a magician. If you don't prepare well, you must pay the price of success with currency of high labor. Understand me very well. Success has price, and the price is hard labor. That is what Bible says. Paul was addressing to Timothy, said, "Study to show yourself approved, a workman who needed not to be ashamed, but rightly dividing the word of truth." So if you don't study to show yourself approved, you can't rightly divide it. If you don't prepare well, you can't succeed, you can't pass. I also read a story where another pastor said that Trump will not win election. Last election. I had my son. You see, these are things we have to address. And me, as an elder in the church, there are some certain things I don't believe with due respect to our ministers. There are some certain things they will pronounce from the altar and say, "No, that's not God." Some of them will say, "As I was coming in now, God spoke to me." God's not a liar. If you say something, he said, "It is better for heaven and earth to pass away than
His word.
My words to fall down without accomplishing the purpose." So the pastor did not hear from God. God did not speak to him. Our egos, those of us that watch the match from beginning to the end, I never expected them to win that match because there was nothing. Their Congo, they were just playing with them, practicing with them, and at the end of it, majority of people said it is cool or it is better, it is best that Nigerians didn't win that match because they would have been disgraced. So that pastor, I can't remember, I don't know who spoke to him. It's not the living God. It is not the God you and I serve. Because if God had told him, he will accomplish it. He will bring it to pass. There's no Jupiter. Let me tell you what, you don't joke with it. That's why in the 10th commandment, said, "Thou shalt not use the name of God in vain." But these are people who are using the name of God in vain, who are using the name of God to extort money. There are people who said, "This person will score, this person will score." You cannot score if, unfortunately, some of them didn't play that day. Unfortunately, some of them played, they couldn't find their feet. So to me, Well, I don't know where he had his own, but not from God. If God has spoken to him, he will bring it to pass.
Yes, but what do you think this says about Christianity, the beliefs right now? Because just imagine, like this Twitter user said, imagine making a prophecy and it doesn't come to pass. It's just like you setting yourself up for mockery. So what do you think should be done at this junction?
Yeah, let me balance it. It's possible, let me not actually condemn it. It's possible that God revealed it to him that Eagles will win. But then it is left for you to do your own. If they did not practice well, blend together, there's no way they will win. Even though God has said it, but they have to put their own effort. Now, since that thing did not come to pass, it has brought mockery in Christianity. And there are people who say, look at this, look at them, he said. So one has to be very careful. When we teach them in Sunday school class, we say, be very careful when you say God told you. Because it is that's why I don't joke with the Pastor Adeboye.
Okay.
I don't joke with them.
Sorry, Mazia, I need to quickly pick our caller's call so we can hear. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, can you please speak louder and reduce the volume of your TV set, please?
I hope you can hear me better now.
Yes, I can hear you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, I'm Aisha from Egbeda.
You say?
I'm Aisha calling from Egbeda.
Aisha calling from Ikeja.
Egbeda.
Egbeda. Okay, please go ahead. So let's hear what you have to say.
Okay. Well, I just watched the video. I think this is my first time I've seen the video on TV. Well, I disagree with your guest.
Okay.
Because the pastor just made a prayer. He did not make a decree of what God has said. The pastor prayed, not a prophecy. So that's one point. Then the other point of some pastors are saying, oh, God has told them and it will not come to pass. In his final remark, I think he got it right. But in his first statement, it's wrong words to me. In the sense that when God speaks, it's up to us as human beings to make them come to pass.
Okay. God
told Israel that they will go on slavery for 50 years. They live more than 50 years. Does it mean that God's word will not come to pass? It came to pass. It took another prophet to realize that at this time, God has said he will go on captivity, but he was supposed to be free by now. And Daniel took it up upon himself to set them free. So it is not just when God speaks, it is our responsibility on earth here to do what he has said. It's for us to work in accordance for those prophecies to come to pass. So I fully disagree. And the pastor did true. He did not take God. Thank you so much. I love your program too.
All right, thank you. Thank you so
very sincerely. It's like you didn't say the other side of what I said. It's possible God must have spoken to him.
Mm-hmm.
But God cannot come down from heaven to play the ball. You have to prepare your own. You have to do your human effort. Because God cannot bring his word when you do not play the ball. When you have not played, because God must have revealed it to him that these people will win. But it is left for you to now by putting your own effort. If you do not go for exam, how will you pass the exam?
Okay, let's pick another call. Let's hear our viewers. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Shegun Williams from Ikorodu. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Okay, please go ahead, Mr. Shegun.
Yeah, I always appreciate that your guest, that Baba. I love you so much.
Thank you.
You have elders like this. So many elders like this in this country. Things will work well. Things will work well. He always at the point, saying the truth. Anyway, he has said it all. God will never come down to play the soccer for Super Eagles. Honestly, I don't watch Super Eagles match because I know they are disappointed in anything. I don't believe in them. Honestly, I must be honest with you. Because in every facet of this our life in this country is what we call cabal. Every facet there's cabal. Some of the players on the field are not even supposed to be there. They are not supposed to be there. Anytime you remove Osimhen from the field, the field will collapse. No, it's not supposed to be like that. That guy is the arrowhead in that field. That Osimhen, that Victor Osimhen. Anytime he comes on the field, Swag is gone. But anyway, it's better they don't even go to the World Cup because they are disappointment, to be honest with you. And at the same time, I want to talk about the issue of that lady talking from Imo, their police, whatever. I don't know when we're going to get straight with our uniform men. I don't know. I sincerely want to plead with this federal government, especially our IG, to really look deeply into all the manner of police men in this country. They are disgrace to our country, honestly speaking. They are disgrace. Even if you are giving them 1 million as their salary, it's not going to be enough for them. I don't know, there's supposed to be a very good ambassador. When you want to see a country that is going to excel, check the police forces. They are the ones that are supposed to be doing the best. So that you are treating your citizens like this. How do you want to treat outsiders? And our government traveling abroad, they're clamoring for foreign investors. How will foreign investors come to this kind of a country? You just tell me, please. How will they come? And look at this thing. Sorry for taking your time. Most of these corporate leaders, they didn't say anything. Not until Trump said it's coming. You know, to treat the fuck up of all these bandits. You know, now all of them kept mute. All of them kept mute. You get what I'm saying? You kept mute. And all right. Even General Salami, he said this is the time he started talking. The only man I appreciate in this country, out of all our former leaders, is Baba Basojo. Whether you like him, whether you don't like him. I love him because he always stays his mind. If you have all these leaders, I told you, let them talk to themselves, let them themselves if they want to. And tell themselves the potent truth. A country cannot be like this. They will all go, everybody will leave one day. You know, a country will not be like, when will they tell their God, will they get to heaven? That is the way we left the country.
All right. Thank you so very much, sir.
God bless you.
Thank you, sir. All right.
See, Blossom, I think we need to get you straight when we have to do it. Like I said, God is not a magician. My first son, when he was writing his JAMB, I think 2001, right? That's 2001. I was warning him, study. But unfortunately, the eve of the day he was going for the JAMB, he went for that vigil, and he went for vigil. From vigil, he came back, rushed, took his bath, and went to the examination hall. Guess what came out? He did not make it. And I sat him down and said, look, don't bring God into this world. God cannot leave your own and leave his own and come and do your own. What I said, Paul was taking time to tell Timothy, study to show yourself approved. Like the example I gave, if you don't study, how can you pass the examination? God must have shown you that you will pass. He will possibly show you. But you have to put your own effort. By making sure you study, I made comment that success has a price. And the price is hard work, hard labor.
Okay.
That is the currency of success. You have to work hard before you attain success. Whether you like it or not, that's the truth about it.
All right, so we have to read some messages and I'll bring in my Zoom guest to join us. Well, this one says, there is no religion in sports. It's preparation and pure luck that is in sports. If God is in sports, Israel and Saudi Arabia would have won the World Cup. This is Abidoye Adegoke. Another person says, hello, sir. The pastor did not say he saw a vision that the Super Eagles will win. He was just praying for them to win the match. However, I don't see anything wrong with pastor praying for our team. Even the gentleman that is condemning pastor's prayer, does he himself not pray? Or does he himself not pray? Okay, not pray. Well, anyway, they're asking you if you do not pray. You don't pray for your team to win, or maybe you want to win a jackpot or, a project, don't you pray for that? So I guess that's what he's trying to say. But anyways, let's quickly join Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris should please join us. If we have him, please come and bring him up on the screen. Let's quickly. Yes, it's good to have you. Thank you, Chris Esumi, for joining us on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Okay. All right, so we are talking about the football. The Pastor Jimmy Odukoya, praying for our Super Eagles team to win. And there's, of course, a controversy about that we have a lot of things to pray for. Why is it the Super Eagles? What do you think about that?
Okay, for a start, I think Nazik didn't get that particular aspect right. And then I think two callers have called in to correct that. Jimmy Odukoya, pastor, did not prophesy or did not say he saw revelation or anything that Super Eagles won. He was simply praying for Super Eagles to win. And there is nothing harmful about that. There is nothing wrong about that. He's a passionate person. He loves football. And then and he brought his faith into it to pray for Super Eagles. He has not done anything wrong whatsoever. Okay. But that does not mean that football necessarily responds to prayer, because it's more about the acts of the game. And then, of course, yes, once in a while, there could just be a miracle. All right. So, but basically, he has not done anything wrong, not worth condemning. It shouldn't even be a controversy, because he loves football and he prayed for the Super Eagles to win. For me, that's even patriotism. All right. Okay. That's as regards that. About that, there are so many things to pray for. I mean, everybody can pray. You have your own time to pray. Pray. That's what he wants to pray about. And he felt he wanted to pray that way, and he prayed that way. There's nothing absolutely wrong about it. It's his area of passion. And all he did was just express his passion and pray along that line. Okay, so that is established. Nothing wrong about it. He did not say it was a prophecy or he was speaking that God said. No, he was simply praying, and then nothing wrong with that. So number two, all right, this a bit tilts more to the Christian fold. Now, when God gives a prophecy, I like the way Master said it at the later part of his conversation, when he said that even God could have revealed. Now, because God gives a prophecy, does not necessarily mean it's automatic. Now, one of the callers gave an example of what God told Abraham, that the children would be in slavery for, he said 50 years. It was actually for 400 years in Genesis 15. But however, it lasted 430 years, because it was at that 430 that the Israel began to call unto God. All right. So, and again, the strongest of such is that of John the Baptist. It came as a forerunner to Jesus, and it was supposed to be the greatest of all born of women. But because along the line, he doubted Jesus and he got demoted. And you said even the least in the kingdom of God is higher than him. All right. So what that tells you is that even if God gives a prophecy, you still have a responsibility, to run with that prophecy, to work with it to bring it to pass. All right. So I'm saying this so that the people out there don't judge pastors because pastor prophesied or pastor said God told him or her, and it didn't come to pass. You now use that as a yardstick to judge pastor, call pastor fake and all of that. It doesn't work that way. We understand that, however, there are in some cases that God speaks and God on his own take full responsibility to manifest what he has spoken. And some other times God speaks through the pastors, and then the people being prophesied to will still have to take responsibility, to walk along with prayer for it to work. Then generally with the Super Eagles, I personally, I was so pained. I couldn't watch the penalty shootout. Okay, I had to leave, because the Congolese played better. They deserved to win, and then they weren't. But we thought that, it was painful that we wouldn't make it. And then particularly, I was pained for a shining star like Osimhen, that will have taken it straight to the World Cup. At the moment, he's one of the best strikers in the world. Okay, and he won't be at the World Cup. That's painful. But let me shock you. There is still a glimmer of hope that Nigeria could still make it to the World Cup, despite being knocked out from the Confederation level, African Confederation level. Now, the thing is this, the dynamics is this. When Congo, that will represent Africa, goes on the global intercontinental playoff, if they fail to get to the final, Nigeria might be invited, because the dynamic is such that because Nigeria is among those that play the playoff, Nigeria is a highest ranked African team, and Africa still need a representation. All right, so there's that dynamic somewhere in the corner, but the chances is very slim. It's not something we can actually count on. I'm just saying it just be a miracle that we'll be calling again to compete at the intercontinental stage. But we lost it. If we have done well, if we are prepared, we would have even been in the playoff in the first place. We're busy playing draw, losing, and doing all that nonsense. They were not serious, and we actually don't deserve to be there. They're probably not good enough to be at the team. My only pain is for a player like Osimhen, they will not have the chance to play.
I hope you can hear me, Chris. Thank you so much for giving that one. But it's unfortunate we lost the match. That is the irony of the whole video, and I think that's why it's even more controversial.
Yeah, and I want to say something. Yes, to what Mr. Chris said. So now when we're talking about, most of them, I really don't like to talk about the spiritual things, but now that we're talking about it, it's not wrong to pray. But where the bone of contention lies is making that kind of prayer on the altar. Now, the altar is reserved for matters that has to do with spiritual growth, salvation, healing, and life transformation. Making that kind of prayer that has to do with entertainment on the altar, exalted altar of God, just makes Christianity look trivial, makes it look like a place for entertainment, makes it be a place open to mockery, especially if that prayer is not answered, like what happened. So I think that is where it's all coming from. That's where the old talk of Christianity, the pastor praying. Nobody has any issue with a pastor praying or anybody praying. It's an individual thing. You can actually pray for your team to win, pray for whatever you want to pray for. But making that prayer on the altar is simply wrong.
Okay, actually, there is we can't say it's wrong or right, because we are God and we can play God. But I think for us to keep the faith right, let's leave the spiritual for the spiritual. Like the Bible says, give what belongs to Caesar to Caesar, and what belongs to God to God.
I agree with you that there's no type of prayer that cannot be offered.
Our viewers are saying a lot of things. Let me just read what he said. This one says the fact that they lost the match, does not mean they did not prepare well. Sometimes you prepare and still not come out well. Another says, God says, pray in all manners of prayers. Today.
There are so many ways God answer your prayer. There are so many ways. Ones that you may pray, you don't get response.
Yes.
That means wait. And there's a time you pray, God say no. I remember the issue of perfect will and permissive will. You might pray, and God said, okay, you have troubled me. Just like what happened between the children of Israel and Samuel. Children of Israel, Samuel, you are about to die, and your children are not following the Lord's commandment. Give us a king that will be like other nations. Samuel now went to God. God said, they've not despised you, they've despised me. Give them that king, but warn them. That is permissive will, not perfect will. Right? Perfect will. So when you trouble God too much, when God is saying wait, be patient. You have to be patient with God. Like everybody has been saying. It's possible. I didn't hear that I thought you say he prophesied. Anyway, that's the area I got it wrong. If I had understood that he said he prayed, there's no amount of prayer that cannot be offered at the altar. You pray, but then prayer of fasting without work is what? In vain. If you pray from now till tomorrow, just like I was sharing with my granddaughter yesterday, and he said, don't be like the Pharisees who will go to my sanity, Jesus Christ coming. If you know you will not walk, don't eat.
So it's okay. All right, we have a lot of messages here. This one says, good evening or good afternoon, beautiful ladies and our guests. We all know the NFF can never give Nigeria anything new or being productive, and says that some of the aging players need to be replaced. Religion should stay out of our sport and football. This is Manifest from Shasha. Another says, is God a liar? No, if God said it, it must happen. That is why he sent Isaiah back to Hezekiah when God changed the prophecy of death to 15 years. Well,
and God said, I repented. That doesn't mean God is a sinner.
No, that is just saying he changed his mind. Look, see, I don't know what to say. don't feel maybe he's passionate about football.
Blossom and Gratitude.
Yes. Very quickly, our time is up already.
If we are praying,
yes,
we should not fold our hands. We should get things done. We should walk prepared. I don't know how to say it, but God said, remember, it's not even 40. God said 40 days and 40 nights. They spent 400 until when they remembered and said, how can we sing the Lord song in strange land?
Yeah.
Right? Now, sin can make God to withhold his blessings. Sin. It's possible that sin might have entered. But what I'm saying is it. The pastor that prayed agreed there's nothing wrong in prayers. Of course, not only for us to win. Prayer against injury. Right? Even if I started praying for my traveling, for those traveling, that God should grant us jolly mercy because safety is of the Lord. So, but that does not mean that we should be careless.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I know Pastor Jimmy to be very passionate about football. This is not the first time he has been captured watching football and he's never sitting. He's standing and he's praying. So maybe this time around he took it to church. Because it's a Sunday, obviously.
That's not how we can pray here.
Yeah.
We can pray here. So altar is a sacred place.
Anyway, that's the point. So I think people are just saying, give Caesar what belongs to Caesar, what belongs to God to God. This has absolutely nothing to do with people's faith. It has nothing to do with growth. Has nothing to do with the works of God.
Healing, life
if
transformation,
you even have
like
to do that prayer, it should be probably away from service. It could be maybe go home and pray, or after service, let's stay back. Those who are interested to pray for your
team after the service.
It's just for the weak in faith. We have those who are still taking baby milk. We have those who are taking Cerelac. We have those who are taking food. So for those who are still very, weak in faith, they're like, is this what I'm coming to
church to listen to?
So please, sir, I love you. I love Pastor Jimmy. Trust me, I love the way he preaches. I listen to him every time. But we're just saying for those that are not strong enough, because so that they don't start thinking this is what we do in church. So, but I know Pastor Jimmy will still come out and give response to that.
And still pray for another team to win. He will still say it again. Prayer without season. Okay.
Prayer without season.
Okay.
And Jesus Christ told his disciples, said, all these things cannot come to pass without prayer and what?
So did you just say pray without season of football?
That's the thing, like the fact that it's just football. It's just football.
Cannot pray. Ask.
I know.
Knock.
I know. Let's take an example.
But then God said,
but you can ask in your room. You can ask in a meeting, not on the altar.
God said you ask and receive not because you ask and missed. Wrongly. If I begin to express what
okay, so see, Mazi, I understand what you're saying, because when you read the book The God's General 1, 2, and you could see Catherine Kuma at some point, in the book says that she sends her angel on errands, like, do this for me. You understand? So what clothes should I pick? What shoes should I wear? And there was always the direction of what to do. I understand there's a level of spirituality to that. And that's because she does that at her own space.
Yeah.
Because it might be, when you say you just live your life to God. When I was reading that book, it was something I had to read and understand that there's a level you get to.
Understanding, wisdom and understanding.
To understand that,
that was our personal experience with the Holy Spirit. Imagine if you are taking this to the altar and say, oh, the Holy Spirit, as you're listening to me right now, pick me my bag, or pick me. How was it going to do?
It even happened live when she was preaching and she was walking on stage and she walked out of stage when she was floating on air. That was where Benny Hinn
saw that. He doesn't pray long. He doesn't pray long.
Okay.
He doesn't pray long. He must have spent hours in his closet.
Yeah.
And the moment he comes in, he starts with this onye wanya na mekele gi onu mu juru na ekele and you see miracle taking place. That's a person who
okay, our time is suspense.
Change this to a church program.
Yes.
Let us share the grace. At this point,
the
program. The program has come to an end. Thank you all our viewers and all the callers for being part of the show. It's been so much fun. Tomorrow we'll continue with all the trending, beautiful topics that we have that is buzzing on social media. I'll bring it your way with amazing guests to discuss this in the studio. But thank you, Mazi, today for being a replica of Pastor
Yes.
in our midst. But we have
It's
to
my
take it away
pleasure.
now.
Thank you for
Pastor
And thank you,
Mazi.
Chris. Chris, thank you so much for standing in the gap too via Zoom. We love you. Thank you so much from whatever country that you are right now that you had to join us. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'll be seeing you tomorrow again. Like I said, my name is Ruth Blossom. Have a lovely Tuesday for yourself. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful and amazing episode of The Buzz. See you same time, same station tomorrow. My name is Gratitude Mokwede, the Gen Z host. Goodbye.